Edale, the very start of the Pennine Way, and this is a church that seems to have wrapped up in a plastic bag. I must have known they were coming. Well, this is the start of the Pennine Way. Now I'm looking for a big signpost to photograph to say start of the Pennine Way, but there don't seem to be one. This is Grindle Clough, or Grindle Clough something, and it needs to be paved because a lot of people, and I've been nobbled all the way up here. A quid for the Mountain Rescue beer fund, and various bacon sandwich delights. Already been to the Woodbine Cafe for that, and quite a nice day. Now a bit further on, and you can see how suddenly the Kinder Scout peak sort of starts having an effect on you. Although it's very flat at the top, the incline is very steep, and this is just at the start of the Pennine Way as far as I can calculate, and that's what you're faced with kind of within a mile. Well, looking back, and this was me last weekend, come to think of it, to the left is Mamtor, to the right, and I'm talking on the horizon here, is Lord's Seat, and the little gap in the middle is where the road comes through, as you may be able to see with the waving around shot there. I walked up that. Well, first navigation point on the journey, that is Golden Clough, and that peak, somewhat strangely, is called Ringing Roger. Must be an early prehistoric attempt at a mobile telephone tower, obviously. So that's Ringing Roger, and Grindle Clough Brook, whatever it is up that way, which is the way I go. And a nice bit of water here, so we'll just capture the reason that you got the sound in the background. Well, the map said there was a waterfall on the way, and there is. And in terms of water volume, there's more flow in here than there was at Kinder Downfall last week. A bit overcast right now, pity, because I'm sure this would look a lot prettier with some sun on it. That's the way ahead, because if I don't stop now and do a way ahead shot, I shall be ahead and probably have arrived. It's full of things called Nether Knoll and Low Knoll and Knoll Knoll. Heather's out. That's still Ringing Roger, and the way one has been. Well, this is the Pennine Way. You would have thought there'd be a path at the early stages, and surely there is. Well, I've just climbed over this natural rockery. The path's centre screen now that I came up. There doesn't seem to be any alternative at all, other than this deep chasm which hasn't got a path in it. Well, that's the head of Grindle Clough now in sight, so according to my map, once I get there, that's the end of the climbing. So I'm quite looking forward to that. Been okay, needed to brighten up, make some better pictures. Found the path again, out of breath as usual, on my way. Pleasing bit of detail, just a little further up from the last shot. Lots of water, at least an advantage of this rainy weather, rather some dried up thing that I can only wonder must look good in winter. Well, time for a review. This is Grindle's Brook Clough, and I'm saying it properly now because I've just checked the map. And this is looking out probably northeast on the skyline, and Grindle's Brook Clough. The peaks there, there's a cairn at the top. That's the objective at this stage. Well, I just thought I'd capture this because I think this has fallen down recently as a result of all the rain we've had, you can sort of tell, because in places the stones have flattened the long grass, so they must have moved. One dreads to think what it must have been like standing here when this lot was going on. Lots of erosion here. Couldn't resist this. This is your mini Grand Canyon geologist's dream moment. Now I don't know what to hit with my hammer, so I won't, because in any case it might all fall down. Now, I have got a remote control to do this, but the remote control's in the office. So anyway, first shot to camera. I've just come up that valley there. That's Ringing Robin, and I'm very close to the top now. And the reason I've stopped here to do this is there's a convenient rock, albeit not quite level, but then can't do much about that. Now you're going to see me walking towards the camera to switch the thing off. All good for the realistic stuff. Hello, look. Bye now. Well, struggling for breath now. The party racing up behind me, so I'll let them pass me. But we just come up all this lot, which is, I guess, always been here, but freshly rearranged. So you can see that's the way I got to go. It's kind of okay because the boulders have all got sand and grit in between them where you find some footing. But I'll be glad when I'm up there. Well, this is what it looks like just before you get to the summit. Quick scan backwards just to see that you can see the trouble I go to doing these things. To the summit. Well, as my hero Homer Simpson would say, woohoo! Of course, that's the large cairn at the top of Grindlebrook Clough, of which I have just walked up. I'll measure the height later on the map, and I suspect I'll stick it on the video. Over and out. Into the next valley at the top of it. Now this rock, somewhat strangely, hasn't got a name, but it's thought to be the inspiration for Henry Moore, the sculptor, and you can sort of see, unless of course Henry Moore the sculptor actually sculpted this rock. That is the way ahead. It's kind of nice. Around the top of the valley, through to something, I think that's wool packs and all that new stool and that kind of stuff yet to come. Bit of a panorama. That's Grindle's Low Knoll there, centre screen, and the way I came was over here from the top of the valley on the paved path across another black peat bog, but this time paved, so no problems. Now this is the top of Crowden Brook Clough. That is marked on the map with no name other than 584 metres. We'll convert that later. That's my path ahead, and over the way there's the Woolpacks. There's a fellow walk. The view from the very top of the Woolpacks. You can probably see why they call this if you know anything about wool. Noisy walkers, top of the Pennines, and I think that in that direction there's Kinder Scout itself, but it's well known for being particularly difficult to find. Well, just past Woolpacks, it is truly hard to believe these are the work of nature and not the work of man. Oh, just taking a break here, getting towards the top of the Jacob's Ladder, which is the path through the middle there, if you can see it, there, yeah, that one, we'll be going down there later. Here's a nice walking party, fairly high up. Sun's come out, which is nice. Down Edale. Wind blowing around the rocks here. Looking over that ridge, and right in the centre now is Brown Knoll, going to the Great Black Bog. No thank you. Another look around from the wool packs, which I thought I'd left, and this might actually be Pim's chair. And directly ahead, right in the middle, is the new stool. It looks totally different from down in the valley. Well, there you can see what I'm amongst, and that is said valley. And away and across, and rocks, and everything. Not bad, not bad. Nice day. Still haven't seen anything of what could be called Kinder Scout, but that is the trig point. That is a trig point. Kinder Low. A lot of telephoto, a bit hard to see. Here's a nice spot for lunch. So I'm going to do just that, as it's out of the wind as well. That's the new stool. It actually looks right now, just against the sky, and a landscape that no doubt you'll become familiar with. Quick flashback, new stool, and the path. And I'm across there and then down in a sort of southwest kind of look, if you think of the picture as a compass. Well, start of the descent now. That's the track I'm going down, Jacob's Ladder, as last week, but in a more enlightened frame of mind. And it's sunny where I've been, of course, now, which it wasn't when I was there. Good day for a walk. Oh, a little bit of the way down Jacob's Ladder. So we'll give a skyline a bit of a go, as it's quite impressive here. It's a long way down into the valley. Well, this is your actual ladder part of Jacob's Ladder. So, a bit way to go down. Nice and easy. I know the farm beckons with a cup of tea and a lump of lemon cake, which is what I'm really looking forward to. Pan round, see, it is steep going round here. And that's the other part going up. Anyone fancy a scramble up a valley? There's one for you. Sure we could all do it. Just past Lee Farm itself, not the calf, but that's a little bit further on. On the map, this is marked as sheepfolds, and would you believe it? They are sheepfolds, which is quite nice. Now, I'm going to try a bit of your roving reporter thing. For the viewers that don't do a lot of walking, this is what it looks like when you're walking. Now, it's relatively straightforward, kind of one foot in front of the next. But you can't try this size type of shot on top of the hills, because you'll fall over. Mind you, my investment in the mountain rescue thing might come into its own then, so it is a thought. Well, enough of this madness. Well, on the last bit of the Pennine Way here, which is something I haven't done before at all, it basically goes on the edge of the hillside above Edale Valley, so that's given me a nice vantage point for the Edale Valley. And as you can see, it's okay, apart from lack of sunshine, it's nice. And if you can hear it, There's even a train, proving that there are trains to get to the countryside. Back